Hello everyone, welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today is all about the Norton white tile method to be able to engrave with the diode laser the white tile to get results like this. It's not hard to do with some proven techniques that I want to be able to show you so that you can get the same type of results. In addition to that, a lot of people have asked, well, what happens if I don't prepare the tile and I just use the diode laser and engrave just a plain white tile? I'm going to show you those results too. One of the best sources that I have found for free printable artwork is going to free adult coloring pages. Yeah, that's right, coloring pages. It is a fantastic way to find fantastic artwork that's easy to be able to engrave with the laser. Now I'm typing in the Mother's Day because we've got that holiday coming up real soon, and there's just all types of different graphics that you can pick and use. Now I'm only going to pick one today, but I'm very seriously thinking about coming back and grabbing some more of these free artwork and bringing those into the LightBurn software as well for some future projects. But this is a great source, and I encourage you to be able to check this out to be able to use in your designs as well. Now, after searching through many different designs, I think I'm going to choose this one right here for Happy Mother's Day. I like that one. It's got a lot of detail, and I think it's going to be a real pretty one to do. So I'm going to come down here and hit copy the image, and I'm going to bring it directly in to the LightBurn software. So after hitting the copy image, I just switch over to the LightBurn and I come up to paste. And there's the image right there. Now I need to come up and make it bigger so that everybody can see this is the image that I want to be able to work with. So the next step that I'm going to do is just highlight the entire image, and I'm going to come right up to the top, and I'm going to click on this one, and the drop down menu comes up. I want to click on Trace Image, and there's my image right there. Now I want to look at this. The little purple color, that's what's actually traced, and you can adjust this by using the little slide bar, but I think I'm going to accept it just the way it is. So this image is now directly on top of the original. So what I will do is just highlight it and get this other one out of the way, and quite frankly, just cut it. Don't need it anymore, because this is the image that we're going to work with. I want to zoom in real close so that you can see this. The lines are crisp and clear, and that's everything that we want in this type of an image. Now that I have everything checked out and I like the image, I want to go ahead and assign this to a layer. Currently it's on the black layer, which is set up for a line. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to click the blue. That is going to be set as a fill, and that looks real good. Now that we have the image, we need to go ahead and get it sized. The easiest way to do that is to go ahead and select this rectangle tool, and the tile that I have is actually 4 1/4 by the 4 1/4. Now you notice when I typed that in, I actually typed in 4 inches by 4 inches. I had to correct that later on, so I'm giving you the correct information right now. This tile is actually 4 1/4 by the 4 1/4. I also put this square on its own layer, back on the black layer. That's my line mode. Now I'm just going to slide over the artwork, and I'll reduce it to be able to have it fit into that space. So the end result, the graphic itself, is going to be approximately 3 1/2 inches by a little more than 3 1/2 inches. To center everything, I want to highlight both, and then just come up and hit the little bullseye, and that centers the image directly onto the square. In the library, I actually have the settings already set up, and I have the Norton white tile engraving. I can just open this window up and then be able to select the settings that I want, which is the etching fill, and then just click on the apply to the layer. And with that, you see the change right up there. It's going to be 20 inches per minute and 60% power. You don't need a lot of power, but you do need it fairly slow. So far I've been using the black square on this layer. I want to change that now, and I use layer 29, which is kind of a burnt yellow. Now I know this is a little bit harder to see in the camera, but I have this set for a 20 inches per minute with a 0.5% power and 3 passes. This is the layer that I use to be able to frame my artwork to be able to prepare to be able to engrave it. And this is a fantastic, easy, simple method that works perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and set the Z height at this point. I have the 20mm gauge right here, and I'm just going to lower the laser down until it touches my 20mm gauge, and that will set the Z height. And then I'll just tighten the two little screws that are on the back, and the Z height will be set. Time to get the little gauge out of the way, and let's run this job. Now the blue layer will be turned off. The only layer that's going to be outputting is that layer 29, which is that burnt orange, and that is going to be able to frame the work. My job is to simply move the tile until that little beam of light is exactly to the edge of the tile all the way around. Now it's moving slow enough so that I can have plenty of time to be able to make those little small movements to be able to get it exactly centered the way that I want to. Technically, all I really need is 2 sides, but this gives me all 4 sides to be able to set, adjust, and be able to verify everything. Could I speed this up? Absolutely. It doesn't have to be 20 inches per minute. You can speed this up to any speed that you want. I just happen to like the 20 inches per minute so I can make those small little adjustments. Also, do you really need 3 passes? Probably not. You could probably do this easily in 2 passes. But again, that 3rd pass I use literally just to watch it, verify, and make sure that it's exactly where I want it. Back at the Cuts and Layer tab, I want to be able to turn off the layer 29, and I want to turn on the blue layer for the fill, for the graphics itself. Verify that everything is correct, and we're ready to start the engraving. So why does this method work? Why do we see a nice dark crisp image when we use the spray paint to be able to spray the tile? So let's go back at the beginning of the tile preparation and show you exactly how that is done. One of the things I want to point out is that Nicky Norton, who I've never met, is the one that is credited with the Norton white tile method. He realized the ingredients in the paint would react to the laser and permanently etch the image into the tile. So how does this process work? Well, you have a tile that's covered in paint. Normally, the light would just reflect directly off of the tile with the laser. When this tile is painted, it actually means that you're going to be burning into the paint. You're not really burning into the tile. What you're doing with the laser is when it hits this paint, it reacts with the titanium oxide and actually burns. And it burns so hot that that will etch into the tile. And it's permanent. It doesn't scratch off and it won't wash off. So you can do anything that you want with this tile, and this image is going to stay there. Before we can actually engrave the tile using the Norton white tile method, you got to prepare the tile. And how do you do that? You have just a plain white tile, you got to be able to prepare it properly. And the first thing we're going to be doing is the choice of paint. The paint that I'm using is this one right here. Now this happens to be a gloss paint. A lot of people use the flat. Doesn't really matter. It still has the same ingredients in it. The key factor that you need in this paint is the titanium or titanium oxide. That is what is reacting with the laser to be able to create that image. So you want to be able to pick up this type of paint or something similar. It can be gloss, it can be flat, it can be satin. Doesn't matter. But this is what you're going to be using to be able to engrave these tiles. Before you paint the tile, you're going to have to clean it. I use acetone. I use the acetone because that is going to remove all the oils, grease, anything that happens to be on that tile. You're going to have a nice clean surface. Remember, the ceramic itself, this coating when the tile is made, is actually fired in a kiln at around 1100 degrees or hotter to be able to bake this finish onto the tile, because this portion of the tile is actually porous. But when they put this ceramic coating on it, it makes it where it's very, very hard and it's waterproof. So we need to be able to clean this, because with all the handling that it did from the time it was manufactured to the time you get it in your hands, there's no telling what type of substances are going to be on this tile, from grease, oils, just plain dirt. So use the acetone to be able to clean the tile. Once I have all these tiles cleaned, I let them dry thoroughly, and then I'll take these tiles outside and I will spray them outside. And all it needs is just a light coat. You want to have an even, full coverage, but you don't need a heavy coat. Once the painting is done, let it dry for 24 hours. You want this tile completely dry before you start the engraving. Well, I hope that gives you a real good understanding on how we get to this point to be able to actually do the laser engraving and see this image magically, or so to speak, magically appear on a white tile with white paint. Now you know titanium oxide is that secret ingredient that's in the paint that makes all of this possible. You will need to do some experimentation to be able to make sure that you have your speed and your power set. If you have this going too fast, the image is just going to be real light on the paint itself, and then when you clean the tile at the end, it's just going to wash off. You need this slow enough with a power setting strong enough to be able to have it react with the titanium oxide to actually burn this image into the tile. From the test that I've done, I know that roughly 20 inches per minute and 60% power on the diode laser works out really, really well. I've had extremely good success with that power setting and that speed. Now that the tile is finished engraving, what's next? Now you got to clean the paint off of the tile, and to do that we're going to use lacquer thinner. Since this is the lacquer based paint, the lacquer thinner is perfect to be able to completely clean the tile. So many people have asked, well, what happens if you just take a plain tile that's not painted and try to engrave it with a diode laser? Well, we're going to do that right now, and this is the example. This is a plain tile that's on the laser, and there is no paint whatsoever. Now this speed was the 20 inches per minute with the 60% power, and you can just barely see an image. So that certainly did not work. So what I did is I changed the settings and I went to 10 inches per minute and 100% power with 3 passes. Do you think that would work? Well, we're going to find out, because what we're actually trying to do now with a diode laser is actually etch into that ceramic. And remember, that is a very, very hard surface. Now we're getting some results. You can see a little bit of the image in this, but you're not seeing a lot. And this is, again, 10 inches per minute, 100% power, and that's the result. It doesn't look real good. Now to make this show up even better, I'm going to take a Sharpie marker and a red color, and I'm going to color this whole entire tile. And that way you'll be able to see the results a whole lot easier. Now once this is completely colored in, what you may not know is that alcohol will clean this off. The Sharpie marker is an alcohol-based ink, and all we need is a little bit of alcohol and a paper towel, and we can clean all of the excess right off of that ceramic tile. Remember, ceramic tile is waterproof, so this alcohol is not going to penetrate into the ceramic tile at all. So I'll take just a couple of minutes and we'll clean off all of this Sharpie marker and leave just the image that was actually engraved into that tile. So after a couple of minutes, the tile is all cleaned and we've got all of that Sharpie marker residue off of the tile, and you can see the results. So from looking at this using the Norton white tile method, it looks fantastic. And then you have this plain tile, no paint, and it looks horrible. This is what a diode laser will not do. You have to use, with the diode laser, the Norton white tile method, and you will get some absolutely fantastic results. Well, the results, I think, speak for themselves. I certainly like using the Norton white tile method versus a plain tile with no paint at all. And a lot of you have asked to see what type of results that you would get. Well, this is pretty much it. And this was, again, 10 inches per minute and 100% power for 3 passes, and this is still all I got. So by all means, I hope that you will give the Norton white tile method a try to be able to get this type of results. I think this is actually fantastic. And it has so many different possibilities on the different types of projects that you can do with this. So if you like this video today, and if you found this video helpful, by all means, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And while you're there, hit that little subscribe button down below. It really does help. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, whatever that may be. So bye-bye.